Welcome back to Ikon Coaching. My name's Kirk and I'm one of the coaches here. In today's video, I want to help you understand the one factor that I think is the most important to becoming a great leader. The keys to get started. You ever had one of those leaders that you just loved? It's probably true that that leader had this one thing. It's probably true that over time they were going to get increasingly good at this, and in doing so would really set themselves apart as the kind of leader that can build great teams. What is that thing? More often than not, I believe it's this. Great leaders have learned how to lead themselves. And as a result of that, here at Ikon Coaching, we talk about you can only lead others the degree to which you can lead yourself. A great leader is someone who knows themselves, understands themselves, and is comfortable with themselves. And as a result of that, they're not trying to prove that they're the leader. They're not trying to prove that they're worthy of love and acceptance all the time. They're able to know, I'm good. And then they create space for others to become good as well. Because the nature of work continues to change in our economy and increasingly requires complex thinking, solving complex problems, and being creative and innovative, one person doesn't have all the answers anymore. The work we're doing requires collaboration, and leading collaborative teams is a lot harder than leading task-oriented teams or leading when you just have to direct people and tell them what to do. That's still appropriate in some kinds of work, but increasingly the kind of work we're doing requires this level of collaboration where you need to create safe spaces for others to show up powerfully. And doing that requires a form of leadership where the leader is comfortable with who they are, where they don't have to fill the space themselves and prove that they're the most valuable person in the room, where they can actually let other people come in and contribute at very high levels. When I talk about creating a safe place, please understand I'm not talking about creating a safe place to do things that are safe or to be safe at all times. We create a safe place as leaders so that people can do very dangerous things. Dangerous things like collaborate, connect with others, share your ideas, your perspective on things. Innovation and creativity isn't safe. It's actually pretty dangerous. Most of innovation and creativity is about taking ideas that are half-baked, ill-formed, not ready for market, putting them out into a public space amongst a team, and then starting to iterate on it and doing the work to make it better. That's actually kind of a dangerous thing to do. There's all kinds of room for failure, for rejection, for being called out. But all of those things are the tools we use to help make things better. Leaders need to create space for others to show up as the best versions of themselves. To do that, the leader has to already be capable of it. Or we say the degree to which a leader is capable of showing up as the best version of themselves is the degree to which the team will. Leadership today is about leading yourself first so that you can lead others. Now, what does it mean to lead yourself first? And that's just kind of a clever way of saying to have done your own personal work. Lots of us have a personality framework. Well, all of us do. We all have a thing we call a personality, and you can think of that as a set of preferences, a way of understanding that you have a preferred way of doing things in the world. And that preferred way can be extraordinarily valuable to projects, or it can get in the way. It can be the kind of thing that you need to actually not use. It's not going to be valuable in this circumstance, but it could be highly valuable in this circumstance. And self-leadership, knowing who you are and what you're all about, and knowing when to deploy it and when not to, that's part of self-leadership. What that does two things for us. First, it allows us to not act compulsively. And a lot of what people are doing when they're trying to lead is just acting compulsively. Well, this is the way we do, this is the way I do it, therefore this is the way we're going to do it, even if that's not the best way for the project. Being able to not act compulsively allows us to act outside of or create space for more than who we are. We are actually able to lead from our non-preferences. Inside of some of the wisdom literature, you'll hear people write about false self and true self. And that gets a bit murky. It's hard to break these words down and understand it, but let's play with it this way. If I'm holding on to myself with a tight grip, if I have to prove that I'm good or worthy of love and acceptance, there's a way that I'm holding myself falsely. But when I can hold myself truly, I become open-handed with myself. And in doing that, I'm able to set myself down. And when I can do that, I can actually start to pick up things that I have not yet understood to be part of who I am. And these are non-preferences. I'm able to engage things that are outside of my natural preference set. And in doing so, I expand who I am. I expand what I'm actually capable of. Being able to do that is what I mean by self-leadership. To hold oneself truly instead of falsely. To hold oneself as good, as worthy of love and acceptance. To have nothing to prove but plenty to learn. When a leader can do that, they naturally make room for others. They naturally recognize that others are better at things than they are. There's all kinds of things that I'm good at, but there's way, way more things that I'm not good at. And being able to collaborate with a team allows all those things that, like, this person's good at this and this person's good at that, and we get it all on the table. And in doing so, it improves the product. It improves the project. We get to better, deeper solutions. There's more creativity. There's more innovation. To assume that a leader has all the answers and knows best is one of the falsest assumptions in today's world. And so we say a leader can only lead others the degree to which they can lead themselves. And here's one of the biggest tells if a leader's capable of doing that. They're not talking all the time. They're not filling all the space. They're leaving plenty of room for others. And I'm not just talking about word count here, although that certainly is part of it. I'm talking about ideas, contribution, collaboration. Can a leader hold a room without filling it? Can a leader even turn the room over to somebody else and not even need to hold it? Great leaders not only understand their own preferences and have done the hard work of becoming mature within them, great leaders are living beyond their preferences and making room for others to do the same. And I would suggest to you that if you're leading yourself well, you're probably leading in some capacity in the organizations in which you serve, even if you don't have it in your title. Hey, if you got value out of this video, would you hit the subscribe button, maybe the like button? It's a great way to let us know that we're on the right track, creating the kind of content that you need to become a great leader. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. I'd love to know the degree to which you understand yourself, your preferences, and what do you think about this idea of living beyond your preferences? Are you doing it? Do you even know what that means? If you'd like to hear more videos if you'd like more video content around that kind of subject, the comments are a great way to let us know. Thanks.